showing up? Be honest with yourself. Was it the little girl who daddy walked out and got another family and made you feel like you weren't good enough? Or was it the real you? Was it the you whose mom is always criticizing you? Who no matter what you do, you don't feel good enough? Or was it the real you? Was it your insecurities, your expectations that he's just going to leave anyways? Or was it the real you? Was it the you that felt like you needed to play games, that you needed to be guarded so that this man doesn't know too much, so that you play the game, so that maybe he can prove to you or fulfill your ego or fulfill your need to feel worthy and pursue you? Who showed up? Was it the you who didn't feel safe because when you were a little girl, somebody hurt you? Or was it you? Who showed up? Or was it the people pleaser? The version of you who wanted to get this man to like you so bad that you became a version of you that wasn't even really you, hoping that he was going to fall for that? Who showed up? Because that person that showed up is the person that's unfolding your love experiences. It's so crazy. When I'm looking at these celebrities and I'm seeing them enter into their relationships, right? When I'm seeing these partnerships, and it's so interesting. You throw me out a celebrity couple, I can tell you how long they're going to last. I know if they're going to last or if they're not, because I can see what their love blocks are. I can see what it is that they're entering into their relationship with. If you have had a hard time attracting a healthy relationship for longer than 3 months, ma'am, then that means that you have love blocks. And in the process of struggling against those love blocks, trying to have the love that you really want, you are losing more and more of yourself. What I'm trying to help you guys to understand is that when people are entering into a relationship with a love block, the relationship is already ended. The end of the relationship has already written itself. If you're getting into a relationship and it feels good in the beginning, and the version of you that's showing up, because understand that, listen, if you get into a relationship, the version of you determines the quality of the relationship. How many of you guys understand that? The version of you that enters into the relationship determines the quality of the relationship. The version of you determines the quality of the relationship. Okay? Now, it's so interesting. You guys please don't start throwing out your psychic hooks, because it drains me. But there's somebody who's a Sagittarius and you're talking to somebody right now, and if you get into a relationship with him, ma'am, that relationship is going to be a nightmare. Don't do it. Don't pass go. Okay? Don't do it. You know what I'm talking about, because you felt the feeling. You know what I'm talking about. You already are questioning yourself about if it's going to work with this man, and then you're still trying to move full steam ahead because you don't want to be by yourself for the holidays. Ma'am, sit down and clock out. Okay? I'm telling you, do not. It's so interesting. I had a client that came to me, and this woman is very successful, right? She was a very successful developer, did a lot of successful businesses. And she came to me, she got a reading and a coaching session. And I said, you're dating this man in another state. And I said, however, he is not with you exclusively. This man is in a serious committed relationship / married. He's living with somebody, is what I told her. And she was like, I don't believe that. Like, we're on the phone all the time. I went to go see him. I said, ma'am, ask for the truth. Like, ask spirit to show you the truth, because I'm telling you what I see. This man is cheating on you. Like, he is living with somebody. He's not all the way into you. It is what it is. So she tells him the next day that she spoke to somebody. She said I was psychic. I don't like being called a psychic. And she said that I saw that he was cheating on her, and he swore up and down, no, I'm not cheating. That's crazy. Why are you even believing a psychic anyway? And so she tried to ignore it. She tried to dismiss it. But she started doing some research. So she decided to go to the state where he was at. Y'all, how about this man was fully married? He had been living with his wife it was they were like an illegal partnership. What do you call that when people just legally get married because they're together for a long period of time? Hot mess, foolishness, garbage. They were in one of those. Okay. The woman and her, common law. That's right. The woman and her ended up teaming up. They were talking. They ended up setting him up. The woman invited him to the house. He ended up coming out. It was all dramatic. I want to set you guys up for success. How do you set yourself up for success? The first thing is understand that no matter what you've been through, no matter how many times you have had your heart broken, you have a soulmate. You have a soulmate. You have multiple soulmates. That's the first thing. Even though it looks like you might not ever meet your soulmate, you have a soulmate. Now, here's what we're dealing with. Energetically, this is what we're dealing with. And this is why it seems like you may never meet him. This is why it seems like it's so difficult. The reason why is because the noise is so loud. The noise is so loud. The noise telling you that you're not good enough the way you are. That you have to be skinnier. That you have to look a certain way. That you have to be a certain way. The noise is so loud. The noise in your head telling you that you're not good enough. If my dad couldn't love me enough to stay, if my mom could never love me and tell me that she loved me, if the people that was around me couldn't see that I was hurting when somebody hurt me, then how am I enough? The noise in your head saying that I am not enough is too loud. The noise of society telling you that you have to act like a man, date like a man, think like a man is too loud. All of the advice, the relationship advice from people who love life is not an example of what you want them to be. It's too loud. So you're so distracted, turning around in a circle, going absolutely nowhere, doing things that simply does not work for your highest benefit and your highest good because it's not in alignment. So what do you need to do in order to get in alignment? The first thing you got to do is you got to understand that there is a science to attraction. When you understand that there's biochemically, there's a certain way that we attract each other. Like, for instance, if you met a man and you're not on birth control, and at first when you were talking to him, you felt like you was really attracted to him over the phone or FaceTime, you were really attracted to him, and then you met him in person and you simply sniffed his air, you smelled his pheromones, then immediately, because your body is registering his genetic makeup and seeing that there's an incompatibility because you guys are too genetically alike, then you will be turned off. And he can do the same thing for you. You won't even know why you're turned off. He won't even know why he's turned off. He's turned off simply because genetically you guys are incompatible. So many women are on birth control, so they're entering into the relationship blind with a tool that allows you to be able to determine is there compatibility. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Same thing happens when you kiss. Same thing can happen when you have sex. Same thing. That one thing. Which means that if you can get turned off just by smelling somebody, then why would you not be turned off based on behaviors that either turn him on or behaviors that turn him off. Women naturally do certain things that's just in our nature as women that automatically turn a man off from his attraction signal for you. And then if you add into the mix being insecure, if you add into the mix not feeling good enough, and it doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how confident you seem to your friend. As a matter of fact, think about your most confident friend. Think about the woman who's the boss babe. Think about the woman who's making it happen, who seems like she has it all together, who seems like she has all the things. And I will show you a woman who has overachieved because of trauma. I will show you a woman who has overachieved so that she can prove her worth, so that she could feel significant, so that she could be seen, because she wasn't seen by the people who she needed to really see her for her. So she got her sense of feeling significant, feeling important from her accomplishments. But she still feels empty inside. She still feels like something is missing. One of you guys, you just got into an argument with your mother yesterday. Like you had an argument with your mother yesterday because your mom is constantly saying these snide remarks. And even though, again, you seem like you have it all together, like the things that she says eats away at you. Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that version of you that keeps showing up. Because that's not really you, first thing. Okay? That's not you. So then, if that's the version of you that's showing up in your relationships, and that's not you, then you're attracting a man who can't really love the real you. He's not the match for you. He is incapable of loving you for you.